guys, SimCoder here, and today we are going to move on our Tinder series, and we are going to finally figure out how we can implement matches. So, for a match to happen, as you probably know, both parties, in this case male and female user, must swipe right on each other. So I'm going to quickly pull up our database here, and I've already tried and implemented matches, so you can see them here. And this is just to show you where they'll be. So in this case, we have a female and a male, and they both swipe right. So they both said yes, and because of that, a matches child was created with each other's IDs per se. So yeah, let's figure out how we can do this. So let's go first into our Tinder project, main activity, and let's scroll down to the set fling listener on the right card exit. So this is the function that's called every time the user swipes right. And so in here we are going to create a function called isConnectionMatch. Just really simple, just so that you can understand what it does just by looking at it. So yeah, now let's go below it, and actually you can just click Alt Enter and create method inside main activity, and it will create it automatically for you. So now we are going to create a database reference that's going to check for, how can I explain it? It is going to check for your own, for the user that's logged in and that's just made the swipe, for its own child. So he is going to check this child here, and if this child exists with the user that he just made a swipe on ID, then it is a match. As you can remember, when in this case, when the female swipes right, then a child is created here, this child is created here, so it is always on the opposite user. And it must be like this because of the dynamics of the Firebase API. So you're going to create a database reference for that child. Let me just rephrase this, for this child, this here. And we are going to check if it exists, as I've said before. Current user connections db equals to users db, which, as you can remember, it's up top and it's this one. It is just so that we don't have to write Firebase database get instance get reference and all that crap every time, so it saves us some time. And oops, I got lost, and here it is. Users db dot child user sex dot child current user ID dot child connections. Make sure this is doesn't have any typo. Dot child yeps dot child user ID, which is the user that just appeared on our screen and that we swiped on. So now let's create a single value event listener. Have listener for single value event, new value event listener, and it will create this. And as always, on cancel is not needed, we can collapse that. And now we are going to know if this child exists. We simply say if database snapshot.exists, and that's all. So if it exists, then we can go ahead and create all the childs. So we must create both childs, both this match and this match. So we are going to learn how we can do this, but first off we are going to create a toast just to indicate to the user that a match has been achieved. This comma new connection, yeah, I believe that's enough. Connection comma toast dot length long dot show. Okay, and now let's create the childs for the matches. So can simply say for the if this is a male swiping, imagine we first off do for the female. It isn't necessary, but it's just the way I did it. So opposite user sex dot child. And now here's the interesting part, because you know you need if this is the male swiping, imagine, you know you need this ID, right? The problem with Firebase is that when you make a listener like this, you lose this user ID, which is the female ID in this case. So we have to find intelligent ways of getting it, because this listener is called, and the whole app continues running as if nothing happens here. Then this is triggered and the app is still running. So this is completely, how can I say it, is in a completely different world per se. So because this user ID is lost, we have to find intelligent ways of getting that child back. And the way I thought of it is, as you can remember, I said that we are searching for this child. So the way I thought of it is to simply say data snapshot dot get key. And when you say that, you get this value, which is the value that you want, is this one. So you basically get back the user ID. So that's one of the problems with Firebase, but I believe that's general. Everything has its ups and downs. So, but you can work around it. That there's no major problem. So now let's connections dot child. Can remember if I use capital letters. Yeah, I did. Okay, but I'm not, because all the others don't use it. How did I write it? Okay, there's a typo there. Matches dot child current UID dot set value true. And now we simply copy and paste that and say user sex, and we just exchange this data snapshot dot key for this current user ID. And that way each user gets his own match. Okay, so that's it, and now let's run the app and see if everything works out. So here we are, and now let's just swipe right on both of them and you'll see in the background the database working. So connections, yeps, on the female one, okay. And now we swipe right on the male one, a match is happened. Okay, so it is working just fine. Yeah, I'm quite I'm quite surprised because I thought this uh, series will take much longer to get the basics of it working, but actually no. So yeah, that's that's awesome. So okay, so in the next lesson, I still don't know what we are going to do, if we take care of the display of the matches or of the profile settings, like profile image, name, age, all that. That's that's connected to the user's info. So yeah, let me know in the comment section what you want me to do first, and I'll do it. Just no problem. Okay, so that's all for today. Please do subscribe and check my other series and videos, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Ciao.